covering Northern California. You're watching Action News Now, coverage you can count on.
2 local teens are behind bars after officers seize one stolen gun and another one that's illegal. Fish and Wildlife will consider whether to give ranchers new tools to fight against wolf attacks. And another about face on new tariffs, at least for now. You're watching Action News Now at noon. Breaking news, President Trump announced he is pausing reciprocal tariffs on most nations for 90 days while raising the tariffs on China to 125%, effective immediately. That's because he says China disrespected the U.S. by issuing its own retaliatory tariffs. Natalie Brand reports.
Stocks surged the moment President Trump announced a 90-day pause to the reciprocal tariffs placed on dozens of countries. The White House says as negotiations continue, the tariffs will be brought down to an across-the-board 10%. In the same social media post that announced the pause, President Trump said he was raising the tariff on China to 125%, effective immediately. The president says it's in response to what he calls China's lack of respect after it raised tariffs Wednesday on U.S. goods to 84%.
Because China imprudently decided to retaliate against the United States. And as I said at the podium yesterday, when you punch at the United States of America, President Trump is going to punch back harder.
The administration says more than 70 countries have reached out trying to negotiate new trade deals in response to the tariffs.
As I told everyone a week ago, they're in this very spot. Do not retaliate, and you will be rewarded.
President Trump also criticized the members of his own party who are questioning his tariff strategy, saying it would be a mistake for Congress to take over trade negotiations.
As I talk to my farmers, there's a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress, a lot of uncertainty, because when we get into a trade war, usually the first pawn in the trade war is agriculture.
U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer returned to Capitol Hill for a second day of questioning about the administration's strategy.
I think that tariffs are an imposition on foreign goods that can protect American workers and American products.
President Trump also said Tuesday night he will impose new tariffs on imported pharmaceuticals, but did not say when. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Now, the pause on tariffs, as you just heard, sent financial markets surging. They had been down earlier this morning, but roared back. Taking a live look at the numbers right now, you can see the stock exchange is up more than 2,000 points. And we're seeing that type of number all across the board, improvements in all areas. Again, that comes after the announce of the pause on tariffs. All right, a live look now from the Jarbo Gap Alert California camera. You can see blue skies as far as you can see. Checking in with Court Klopping now for a first check of your forecast. Court, it's looking really nice out there today.
Yeah, these are just ideal spring conditions across Northern California. We're getting the sunshine today. We've got temperatures on the rise, but they're not going to end up oppressively hot, although I will say that we're not acclimated to the 80s yet, so climbing into the lower 80s, make sure that you're drinking some water, and if you need to, just duck into some shade or somewhere with air conditioning. Remember, it takes a while for our bodies to adjust to that big change in the season. Here's Highway 99 in North Chico. We're on the Eaton Road exit. Blue skies overhead. No impacts to travel today. Satellite and radar showing you clear skies across our region. At the moment, Chico 64 degrees. Sunny skies right now. The reporting site in Chico, it seems to be lagging a little bit, so Chico is actually warmer than 64 degrees. I just checked the station's reporting site. 69 degrees right now. 71 degrees in Redding, sunny skies with light winds. Red Bluff 71 degrees with sunshine as well. And Orville currently 73 degrees already. Heading into this afternoon, as I mentioned, we got some 80s possible in the forecast for today. Looks like we're going to be in those upper 70s to lower 80s with sunshine for the afternoon and light winds as well. About as nice as you could draw it up out there. Linda, coming up in just a couple of minutes, I'll be breaking down how long this stretch of warm weather is going to be sticking around and if there's any big changes on tap as we head towards that upcoming weekend.
All right. Thank you, Court. Police say 2 teenagers were arrested with illegal guns in Redding. The officers say they spotted the teens leaving A1 Smoke Shop on Churn Creek Road and made contact. Police say a search of their car turned up a loaded stolen handgun out of Sacramento and a loaded modified AR-15 style ghost gun. 18-year-old Atticus Magana and 17-year-old, who was not named, were arrested on several gun-related charges. The 15-year-old student arrested for stabbing another student at Gridley High School will be in juvenile court today. The Butte County DA says it expects the suspect's public defender to ask for a continuance to further review police reports before deciding whether to contest the charge. The stabbing happened last month in the school's locker room. The victim was expected to be released from the hospital last week, but has not yet fully recovered. Shasta County supervisors met last night in the City of Shasta Lake City Council chambers because their regular chambers are being renovated. During the meeting, District 2 Supervisor Alan Long said he wants to look into the impact federal budget cuts and staff reductions are having on Whiskeytown National Recreation Area, including the impact on park attendance. He said in 2022, the park had 1.5 million visitors, bringing in between $40 and $80 million to the surrounding community.
Will that affect park attendance? Are we going to have to close any functions because of these people? Who are these people that are being cut? And what effect could that have on our community when we're talking about the multiplier effect when people are going to our hotels, they're going to our restaurants and all these kinds of things?
Long said the staff reductions are in the double digits. The county will gather information and draft a letter to Washington explaining the local impact of the cuts. The board also approved a letter of support for state legislation requiring voter ID and approved a $381,000 contract for GPS service for county vehicles. The Trump administration's crackdown on immigration is even making some legal residents concerned about international travel. In the past several weeks, videos have gone viral on social media describing scary encounters at U.S. airports, with some travelers claiming they were harassed or detained at U.S. Customs. Now, people online have been advising each other to remove Face ID and delete social media apps before traveling. CBS News spoke with an immigration lawyer for advice.
The First Amendment protects everyone who is within the United States. It's more complicated at ports of entry, at airports, where your electronic devices may be searched by Customs and Border Protection officers, especially if you are a non-citizen. This is why it may be important for non-citizens to consider what is on their electronic devices, their laptops, their phones before entering the United States. And folks should consider what they're posting on social media and whether or not it may pose problems when they're trying to re-enter the country.
Now, if you still have concerns, Mukherjee suggests you consult with an immigration lawyer or an organization focused on immigrant rights. The Bruce Road widening project in Chico is back on track after seasonal rain delays. Still to be completed, grinding to remove surface bumps and paving, signal and streetlight poles at Bruce Road and East 20th, and there's also landscaping, irrigation, as well as a median installation and sidewalks and ramps. Drivers should expect regular lane shifts and moving equipment, so watch for signs and traffic control. State Fish and Wildlife is entering the next phase of its conservation plan to address gray wolves in Northern California. It includes a review as well as potentially issuing permits to allow ranchers to use more aggressive deterrent methods like the use of non-lethal ammunition or motorized equipment. The department also plans to release an online tool that shows the locations of GPS-colored wolves. Science leads to a new type of flower that is especially beautiful at night. We'll share the details. And some guests join us with details on a resource fair for parents of students with developmental disabilities. That's coming up next.